IGDA deeply concerned about increased harassment of marginalized game developers in new statement.
Marginalized game developers are being harassed. Let's make fun of IGN.
I hate IGN.
Gamergate 2 Electric Boogaloo.
Game Developers Association issues statement urging developers to protect communities within games.
Is it fair to say that it's actually starting to become a Gamergate 2 thing yet? Because I'm not quite there yet.
I don't think we're in Gamergate 2 yet. I don't think we are. I still think both the G4 drama and Naughty Dog was bigger than this. Sweet Baby Inc. is weird because it got called out 6-8 months ago and just no one cared.
And then all of a sudden it blew up the last couple weeks.
Yeah. But are we in a Gamergate 2? I say no. At least not yet. Naz, do you think we're in Gamergate 2?
I mean, if there's more people rallying to it, and for a better cause than just Sweet Baby Inc. is woke. I mean, you've said it before, Kareem, that the financials behind it and why they are being funded and why they're being brought on by game developers. If people kind of strike gold, dig a little deeper and strike gold there, we could have something legitimate to rally behind. But right now, wokeness in games is bad is a tough fucking...
Yeah, Gamergate 1 originally started about corruption in games journalism. They made shit games and they're woke.
yeah, exactly.
Which, to be fair, it's true, but...
There has to be more to it. There has to be. Right? You can't start a fucking cause with just that, because if that's the case, then we've been in Gamergate for the past decade.
Gamergate is a state of mind that I stay in 24/7.
I'm on that Gamergate grindset mindset.
It is about corruption, just nobody's focusing on the corruption. I think the only people who are focusing on, I guess, the corruption aspect of it, which I don't know if there's any real corruption in this. I think it's pretty straightforward that it's about these companies have no money. And so when you get big corporations like BlackRock, State Street, they offer grants to companies, free money, as long as they do a couple things. And one of those things is you have to make your games more diverse. And what counts as diversity? Well, you bring in a consultant to help you with that. That's what it is. But people aren't focusing on the fact of why they're in the situation. They're focusing on the situation. What's the old story? You're downstream from a river and all the water's poison. So instead of going upstream and to find out why the water's poison, you're just saying we don't drink water anymore. Let's go upstream. And that's what I think we're doing here. We're looking at it and we're trying to figure out why the fuck the games industry is in this position. It's because they spend too much money in AAA. That's why you don't see this as much in AA or indie.
You're goddamn right.
With Game Developers Conference, GDC, underway in San Francisco, the International Game Developers Association has issued a statement saying it is deeply concerned over increased harassment of historically marginalized developers and those advancing diversity, equity, and inclusion initiatives, or known as DEI. They're quoted as saying, "We are deeply concerned about the increase..." Deeply concerned. Can we get rid of that fucking thing? About the increased harassment of historically marginalized developers and those advancing diversity, equity, and inclusion initiatives. These concerns stem from a similar harassment campaigns experienced during the Gamergate period in the mid-2010s. The group wrote, "Harassment has no place in games or the game industry, and we must create a safe, welcoming, and equitable environment for everyone." Okay, game developers are coddled.
Yeah.
We all agree on that, right? Because even
very coddled.
The most basic of criticism against them, and you are harassing them.
Well,
but Nas, don't you understand?
Sorry, go on.
They're artistes. You know, Hideo Kojima is this generation's Steven Spielberg.
Remember when that Starfield developer went on he was tweeting for hours because people were like, "Starfield sucks, yo," and he just freaked out.
Emil, exactly. Yeah. It's exactly that. It's not even like, "Oh, you're a wokey" or "You're a purple hair SJW" or whatever the fuck people say. Even just basic things like "Your game fucking sucks," and it's like, this is harassment campaign against me by the Gamergator bullies, and
Here's the thing. We brought this up earlier. So earlier I was playing Fallout 4. This ties into Emil specifically. He was part of the reason why there is such a big difference in the dialogue from previous Bethesda games into Fallout 4. He was a big part of that. Me and Nos did a little bit of, well, Nos did deep diving and he showed me it all, so I shouldn't say we did. But we ended up looking at this stuff, and he was a big part of that, which is part of the reason why I think there's such a downgrade in Starfield. The dialogue is shit. It's even more devolved from where Fallout 4 was. And that is specifically...
Free.
Exactly. And that's specifically on the head of this guy, Emil. And because people said that, he's like, they're attacking me personally. And it's, no, we're not attacking you. We're attacking at your work. The work you did. We think your work was bad. That's not a reflection on you as a human being.
In regards to them being coddled, they absolutely are. Who remembers during Black Ops 2 the infamous sniper nerf? Those devs were being attacked. They got no balls anymore, man. Remember when game devs used to like laugh back at you? Which is why we like, well, one of the reasons why we like Helldivers is because a lot of the devs would just be like, maybe you're shit. Did you ever think of that?
Mm-hmm.
We're not removing friendly fire.
Yeah, we're not removing
It's funny
friendly
when you
fire.
kill each other.
Yeah, hey,
It is.
This game's too hard. Me and my friend keep accidentally killing each other. Could you please remove friendly fire? Well, that depends. Can you go fuck yourself? That's the correct answer.
I don't know. We don't have a Dick Cheney mod for your fucking Helldivers, all right? You shoot someone, it's going to be trouble.
So, while the IGDA didn't cite it by name, its statement comes amid the ongoing campaign directed at Sweet Baby Inc., a narrative development and consultation studio based in Montreal. Sweet Baby has been the focus of harassment on X and Twitter and Steam and elsewhere as users have posted lists of games the company has worked on in an attempt.
How is that harassment? If I go on IMDb and look up some actors' movies, does that mean IMDb is harassing Al Pacino because they have a list of all his fucking movies?
Give me all you got!
Various developers that have worked out with Sweet Baby have also gone on the record to defend the company. Of course, you
I
have
bet
to
they
shoulder,
have.
shoulder to shoulder, stand together. They include those who have worked on high-profile games such as Alan Wake 2, which has been among Game of the Year finalists, not winner, in numerous end-of-the-year awards ceremonies. In its statement, the IGDA cited Gamergate, a well-known harassment campaign that began in 2014, and said they have no place in games or the games industry.
All because she sucked a dick for a good review.
Excuse me? I would never.
Recently, at IGN management shocked us by laying off 3 of our union members in yet another company reorg. We're currently in emergency negotiations, attempting to protect their livelihoods. Do you know how bad it has to be for a company to be like, we have to lay off union members? Do you know how much of a fucking hassle that is? IGN is like really fucked.
So, I have this wild idea. Hear me out. If you're a video game outlet, right, your job is to talk about video games. How about you talk about the fucking video games and stay away from this gay shit? If you just focused on why people were there for you, this would not be a thing. You would not be losing 3 fucking union members, which is just absolutely, like you said, wow, how bad is it actually? We're down to that stage at the moment. But nah. People are going on Twitter and saying fucking mean things. We're being harassed. Hey, you want to talk about harassment? You just fired people. What would you rather? Would you rather someone go on the internet and call you a bitch? Just type out you're a bitch, or would you rather get fired? Would you rather someone on a fucking Xbox 360 microphone saying they're gonna butt fuck your mother? Or would you rather you wake up the next morning and you don't have a source of income? What's worse?